Good afternoon, everybody. It's Lorraine, Alternative Homesteading, and yes, I'm using my other phone. It is a very humid mess here today. I'm going to talk about e-cigarettes or electronic cigarettes. I know this is kind of off topic, but it's kind of an important one. I have been thinking about this topic for a long time, and I wanted to record it yesterday, but of course, the radio frequencies put me to sleep, made me very groggy and out of it. And then I have been trying to get onto my laptop all day today. I've rebooted it so far 3 times. I've not been able to get into my mail or anything. It's all frozen up. I'm going to have to keep trying. So the article that I was going to discuss, I don't know where it is, but I'm looking at my phone here and we'll discuss that. Please hit the thumbs up button, and thank you all for your questions, comments, emails that I've been able to read through my phone about my last video about where is Jeff. And of course, if people had reached out to him, he may have reached out back to them to say, hey guys, I'm fine, I'm just like taking a vacation or something like that. But the fact that no one has contacted anybody about his whereabouts and that he hasn't posted is deeply disturbing. I mean, we know for a fact that people go missing in our community often, right, Henry? Hey, I'm Henry. I'm just a big rooster. I'm really big. I'm very protective. I've got very long wattles, right? Right, Henry? I named him Henry because originally he was supposed to be a girl. I named him Henrietta. And then when he turns into a Henry, I just named him Henry. And he knows his name too. But I want to show you what the criminals do on my property. They love to do their little Illuminati letter V symbols. So here they cut out here. They sliced here and here. These are steps, and the steps are covered with roofing shingles, right? They're nailed down, or they were nailed down, and they have cut literally every step. When I woke up today, after cleaning my entire porch yesterday, the vinyl siding, the criminals sprayed some kind of a sticky stuff all on the outside that I had to scrub off just now. But it's nonstop, just totally nonstop. I mean, some of your comments were that you thought that Jeff may have been a perp, that he's displaying perpetrator behavior. It's not wise to do some of the things that he did. And then some other person suggested that he disappeared because he's in training. He has decided to go to the dark side. But we really don't know a lot of people via the internet. I mean, you certainly don't know me. And, people have advised me to be more careful about who I invite over here. I've been in the targeting community since 2017, March 17 to be precise, even though I've been targeted since 2012. And I am still friendly with some people that I met back in 2017. I mean, of course, Helena Chorba was one of them, and she's deceased. My friend Kim Straub passed away or was murdered after I moved to Kentucky. I think these criminals knew that she and I would be getting together because she was in Tennessee. There's definitely we were going to get together. And I won't name other people that I'm still in contact with, but nevertheless, I know them over the long term. And it's not just with targeted people, it's with anybody. Even dating. I remember when I used to do the Match.com thing. Back in the day, it was a little bit more benign. I'm in my 60s now, and when I was dating, I was in my 40s. And the internet was different then. It was easier to meet people who were on the up and up, and now people can be anybody they want to be, and are very deceptive, and the world is different now, and people are different. But I know people over the long term. And no, I didn't know Jeff a long time. I only knew him through his videos. And you know, you learn people from viewing them and seeing them, but just because you see someone online doesn't mean you know them. Just because I don't show my face, it doesn't mean I'm not a targeted person. It means that, you know, with facial recognition and everything, and the fact that I live on a farm and I look like a hot mess most of the time, whereas in New Jersey, I woke up and one of the first things I did after I exercised was put on my makeup and feed the cats. That's not the case here. I live on a farm. I pretty much roll out of bed and putting on sweats and stuff. My hair is always up. I never wear makeup unless somebody's visiting. So no, I really don't want to be filmed when I look like this. I want to look like a, you know, a presentable person. I'm not 20 years old anymore where I wake up and look beautiful every day. I need a little help. I need a little makeup. I need my hair done and stuff. So that's the only reason why I don't show my face. And also, I have taken down most of my photos of myself, definitely on my Facebook page. I had a whole bunch of photos up there, and I had a very bad experience in this targeting community. A moderator friended me on Facebook and took it upon himself to take one of my photos when I looked pretty nice. I was actually wearing a Halloween costume, and the Halloween costume I was dressed up as a police officer, but not your everyday police officer. I was wearing like hot pants, right? You know, I look like a police officer wearing hot pants, and I look pretty damn good because I was in the best physical shape of my life in my mid-50s. So he took that, and unbeknownst to me, I didn't find out until a year later that he sent that photo around to his entire mailing list. Nobody knew who I was at the time, so everybody thought it was a joke, you know? They thought, oh, look, it's a woman dressed up as a cop. I found out a year and a half later because of a person who actually received a copy of that email, who subsequently became a friend of mine. And he said, I have to tell you that I didn't know who it was when I received the email. He thought it was a spoof. He said, and it's only recently that he realized it was me. So this is a moderator who took it upon himself to take a photo that I posted on my Facebook page and deliver it to his entire email list, thinking it was funny. And that was me, a targeted person. And yeah, I used to do Halloween parties. I did them for, I think, 9 years, where I worked for a local, in Manalapan, I worked for a local family who had a Halloween party, and they hired tarot readers for entertainment. And, you know, one of the requirements is you had to dress up. And yeah, I dressed up just like everybody else. It was a costume party. And everybody kind of looked forward to my costumes, and I read cards for everybody, and it was so much fun. It's one of the best parties I'd ever attended every year. And he'd even contacted me after I moved here and asked if I would fly back, and obviously, you know, I wasn't going to do that. But anyway, you don't know who you're dealing with in the community, and it's the same thing with me. I mean, obviously, you know, for my videos, I provide an inordinate amount of evidence, right? I have posted letters to the police department, to the attorney generals, with my former address. You know, I'm not going to give you my current address. But there are a lot of targeted people out there that don't do anything and just show you, oh, well, look, you know, it's a red car driving by. Oh, it's a blue car. Look at I'm desensitized. Okay, well, that's cool. But that's not going to get you a lawsuit. You're not going to win a lawsuit over showing what color cars drive back and forth. You will be able to prove it if they're driving up and down your driveway, parking and harassing you, and you've got their license plate, and you can prove it. But anyway, I'm getting a little sidetracked here. I want to discuss e-cigarettes. And, you know, I posted a few months ago about medical cannabis, medical marijuana, how I felt it was a bad idea. You know, anything that's regulated by the FDA, the DEA and stuff, you know there's something going on. And it's all about profit, folks. So this is no different. E-cigarettes are extremely toxic. Okay, so I'm going to read some of the ingredients and then describe what those ingredients are. So first, it's propylene glycol, nicotine, glycerol, menthol, diacetyl, ethylene glycol, ethyl vanillin, acetone, chloroform, and eucalyptol. Okay, so now I'm going to scroll back up and tell you what these ingredients are about. Propylene glycol is in e-cigarettes. It's called PG, and glycerol mixed with concentrated flavors. Let me see. They said you just cannot vape nicotine on its own. You need to mix it with other ingredients. And propylene glycol is carcinogenic. Okay, so this is a carcinogen. So okay, where'd it go? Oh my goodness, I just missed it. I had another, oh my goodness, I just hit something that took me back to another article. So nearly 7 out of 10 smokers say they want to stop. Quitting smoking is one of the best things you can do for your health. Because obviously smoking nearly damages every organ in your body, including your heart. And nearly 1/3 of deaths from heart disease are the result of smoking and secondhand smoke. Yeah, the secondhand smoke, really, I cannot stand the secondhand smoke. So you may be tempted to turn to electronic cigarettes, e-cigarettes, vape pens, and other non-disposable and disposable vaping devices as a way to ease the transition from traditional cigarettes to not smoking at all. But vaping, now this is what people think. People think that vaping is less harmful than smoking, but it's not safe. E-cigarettes heat the nicotine extracted from tobacco with flavorings and other chemicals to create an aerosol that you inhale. Regular tobacco cigarettes contain 7,000 chemicals, many of which are toxic. We don't know exactly which chemicals are in e-cigarettes, but no doubt the vaping exposes you to toxic chemicals. The CDC identified vitamin E acetate as a chemical of concern among people with EVALI. Vitamin E acetate is a thickening agent used in THC vaping products, and it was found in all lung fluid samples examined by the CDC. Okay, now I'm missing, where did my other article go? Let's see. 1 second, folks. I apologize. Okay, here it is. So now the next ingredient is nicotine. Substances identified in e-cigarette liquids and aerosols contain nicotine, and their solvent carriers are polyethyl glycol and tobacco-specific nitrosamines, NSNAs. The liquid flavors are very concentrated in their original form. Then there's glycerol. Glycerol and PG are vegetable glycerins in a liquid formulation. They're most common in vaporizing solvents used in e-cigarettes. Then there's menthol. The menthol is usually a mint that has been prohibited by regulators as a food additive. It's called Pulegone. Pulegone. It's prohibited. Then there is diacetyl, D-I-A-C-E-T-Y-L. Diacetyl was found in 39 of 51 flavors tested. 2.3 pentadione was found in 23 of the 51 flavors. Acetoin was found in 46 of the 51 flavors. Then there's ethylene glycol. Here, this is what it looks like. It's the dominant compound in 5 products. And then it gives me links to other areas. Vitamins used as food supplements stimulate additives such as caffeine or taurine. So diacetyl, pentane, ethylene glycol are used to stimulate the additives in the e-cigarette. Okay, now I read that already. And then there is ethyl vanillin, 1.3 propandiol, thujone, and ethyl vanillin were detected in some samples. The average exposure for daily users was 0.38. The above ingredients are known as irritants. So vanillin, the E-vanillin, is an irritant, and it is toxic. Okay, let's go on to the next one. This is acetone. The inhalation of compounds such as acetone and 1,2-chloroethane can cause drowsiness, which is another common symptom among EVALI patients. E-V-A-L-E. I'm not sure what EVALI is. I'm hearing of this for the first time. So if anybody's familiar with it. But this acetone, this is a form of formaldehyde. Do you hear that, folks? Formaldehyde. What do they use that for? These are for preserving dead bodies.